when I came into the building that night, Dave, I walked up here to the balcony and sit there, being a little surprised that under the conditions that I was in, nobody asked me to leave. This woman, God had brought her out of a horrible background, a drug addiction, something similar to myself. And all of a sudden, she just stopped, just like that. And I knew that people just don't do that. At the end of the service, when the pastor gave the altar call, it was already in me to respond. So I went forward and surrendered my life to the Lord.
And I see this guy 3 rows back, sheepishly looking at me in the center aisle. And I said to myself, as God is my witness, oh man, what a way to end an Easter Sunday. Someone's going to hit me up for money, which happens a lot here.
When I came into this building, getting money was about the last thing that was on my mind.
And as he gets close to me, he smelled worse than any human being I'd ever smelled in my life. The odor was so horrible of the street, of filth, of sweat, of urine, that when I talked to him, I had to look away to inhale, and then I would look back at him breathing out. And he put his finger in my face and he said, Reverend, I don't want your money. I want this Jesus that you were talking about. I'm going to die out there. I don't have a hope in this world unless somebody changes me. And at that moment, I became so convicted of my lack of love, of my lack of compassion. And I said, God, forgive me. And God, Norm, baptized me afresh with such love and compassion that I began to just weep for my own need and for what I saw God doing in David. And David sensed it. And I dropped my hands to my side, and he came against me, and he fell, his face, matted hair, filthy, fell against my chest and thigh. And I put my arms around him.
When I embraced him, I felt like I embraced something that was real, that this man really stood for the Lord. And it was that love that drew me.
Suddenly, that smell became the most beautiful perfume I had ever smelled in my life. It was as if God was saying, if you have any value, it's this smell that I sent you for, because that's the smell of the world that Jesus died for. Jesus didn't die for a nice, clean, neat little world. He came for that which was lost and ruined. And that night, David gave his heart to the Lord. And now his testimony is being used to bless countless people. He's one of our trusted workers now here in maintenance and security. David Ruffin is a man of God.